In a world of big libs like Taylor Swift and strong, deeply right-wing conservatives like Lana Del Rey, where does Miley Cyrus figure in? I've always had a soft spot for Miley. Ever since Party in the USA, I've had a little bit of a soft spot for Miley. I don't listen really to any modern music, but Miley has a new song. It's called Used to Be Young. 10 million views in just 3 days. Number 2 trending on YouTube Music. I will bring all of my analytical skills to bear as a Miley head. I don't know what a Miley fan is called, to analyze this song.
Truth is bulletproof, there's no fooling you. I don't dress the same. Me and who you say I was yesterday have gone our separate ways. Left my living fast somewhere in the past, 'cause that's for chasing cars. Turns out open bars lead to broken hearts. I'm going way too far. I know it used to be crazy. I know it used to be fun. You say it used to be wild. I say I used to be young. You tell me time has not changed me. That's fine, I've had a good run. I know I used to be crazy. That's 'cause I used to be young.
Put a pause there. I really like this. Already, I really like the lyrics. I like she walks out, the first thing she says is, the truth is bulletproof, there's no fooling you. I don't dress the same. And she's wearing what would be one of her sexy, like sequined red thing, low-cut kind of dresses. But she's got this Mickey Mouse t-shirt on top of it. So you're not seeing any cleavage. It's actually quite modest, albeit a little bit weird.
Who do you work for? DreamWorks?
There's an irony to it, which is, she's saying, you're saying I used to be crazy and I used to be fun. Well, I'm saying I used to be young, and now I'm moving out of that. So the red dress, the sultry dress, is supposed to represent when she was young, and the new clothing is to represent that she's now moved on to a more mature stage in her life. But the addition of the clothing is something that she would have worn as a child. It's a Mickey Mouse t-shirt. So the irony of that is, to mature, to grow past a reckless, wild, rebellious phase, one actually returns in a way to one's childhood. One recovers one's innocence. And that's not a regression, that's actually a process of maturity. That's a really subtle point. It's obviously intentional. You know, the Mickey Mouse shirt was a decision that someone made. That's an insightful point about growing up. And then she says, look, I used to be crazy, I used to be fun, I used to be wild. But yes, I'm saying I used to just be young. So it's not that my personality has radically changed, it's that I'm accepting that I'm growing older and maturing. If you're a degenerate, the way you could read that is, okay, well, I shouldn't have any regrets about my past, about what I did when I was young.
You talking to me, man?
Because that's just when I was young, and that was appropriate to being young. But now I'm just in a different phase, and so no big deal. But the song seems to be full of regret. You see, I mean, her eyes are glistening with tears. So it's clear that she has some regrets here, to me. I used to be crazy. It's not good to be crazy. That's irrational to be crazy. Open bars lead to broken hearts and going way too far. She's expressing a regret. No one desires a broken heart. So the deeper reading of that is, yeah, I used to be young, and being young, I did stupid things. And now I'm older, and unlike what a lot of people would suggest in especially pop music, but in our modern culture generally, is that getting old is bad. We don't want to get old. We put on all sorts of creams and have all sorts of surgeries, and we try to do our best to look young forever.
I'll make you 20 years younger.
She's saying, no, I'm older now, and I am better for being older than I was when I was young. The other thing, just knowing a little bit about Miley Cyrus's career, this would seem to me to represent a new shift in her career. She did this famously. She was a child star, and she was on a Nickelodeon show or Disney or something like that. And then when she decided to become a sex icon, she made a big splash. It was obviously a PR stunt, and she started doing all this outrageous kind of behavior, the same way Madonna did, the same way Britney Spears did. But now this would seem to be a pretty direct and explicit way of saying, I'm moving into a new phase of my career. Keep going.
Take one, pour it out, it's not worth crying about the things you can't erase. Like tattoos and regrets, words I never meant and ones that got away. Left my living fast somewhere in the past and took another road. Turns out crowded rooms, empty
Put a pause there. So she goes, take one, pour it out. It's not worth crying about the things you can't erase, like tattoos and regrets, words I never meant, and ones that got away. So again, the shallow read here is going to be, have no regrets, whatever, carpe diem, YOLO. But she's not saying that. She's saying, no, pour one out for this sadness, for this bygone era, and pour one out for my own sadness. It's not worth crying about. I don't want to live in the past forever. I want to mature. I want to move on. I've already come to the recognition of my own mistakes and problems and sins. And I'm moving on. All the ones that got away, I'm just leaving that in the past. I'm taking another road. Because I'm not young anymore. Keep going.
I know it used to be crazy, messed up, but God, was it fun? I know it used to be wild. That's 'cause I used to be young. Those wasted nights are not wasted. I remember everyone. I know I used to be crazy. That's 'cause I used to be young.
So this last stanza is going to be the most open to misinterpretation. She goes, I know I used to be crazy, messed up, but God, was it fun? And so the shallow read on this would be her reveling in the joys of her past transgressions and sins. And to some degree, people do that. I talked about Aristotle's 4 phases of virtue. You know, there are the people who sin all the time and love it, really get a kick out of sinning. Then there are the people who are incontinent. So they know that they should be doing the right thing, but they end up doing the wrong thing because they just can't resist their appetites. Then there are the people who are continent. So they know that they should be doing the right thing, and they do the right thing, but only grudgingly. It's really hard, and they kind of want to do the bad thing. You know, they want to have another drink or go to the club or whatever. And then there are the virtuous people who derive joy from doing the right thing. And she's saying, I messed up, but, you know, it was really fun back then. I think she's somewhere between the latter 2 stages here, continence and virtue, in her description of how she's feeling. Because she's saying, yeah, it was fun. And those nights are not wasted. So like, I still remember that it gave me some pleasure. And the nights were not wasted. Why? Because she can enjoy them in her mind, you know? No, I think more because she's learned lessons from them, the lessons that she's explained throughout the entire song. All that momentary pleasure led to broken hearts and words that I wish I didn't say, and all sorts of problems that made me crazy, and I'm no longer crazy. Because I remember all those nights, and you have to remember those nights so that you don't make the same mistakes. Yeah, I used to be young. You say times changed me? Yeah, that's true. I had a good run. I used to be crazy. I used to be young. Now I'm older. What does that mean? It means I'm saner and more rational. Miley. It's good stuff.
I came in like a wrecking ball.
What's a Miley fan called? I don't know. I'm a Miley head.